Hey guys, now let's start to create the REST API for the DTO class. In last video, what we did, we create the DTO class. Here you can see that, and we did the mapping. Okay, after the mapping, how we create the that this folder, you can see that target generated or source annotation automatically we created. Then we implement the that student mapper. You can see that in last video it was showing error because that time I was forget to add that bean at the red bean we have to add. Okay, control space, enter, then put arrow here and import this. Okay, this error has been gone. Okay, so in last video we create the mapping with this student DTO class. Okay, and I already explained those things. So in this video we are going to just create the REST API for the DTO class. Okay, and why we are using the DTO class we already explained in last video. So who didn't see, if you didn't see that video, so you can go and see. So let's see, start how we are going to create the REST API for this DTO class. Okay, now click here, service. Okay, we can create the new service class also, but this is small project, so no need. So I just separately I will create that service, so you can easily identify public. And suppose I am going to create the I will create three REST API for the DTO class. First one, get all details of using DTO. That means suppose you have the 10 details of students, so I will get the all 10 details. See, you can see that get all details. If you use this API, so you will get the all details of students. Suppose there is 100 details of a student, so you will get the 100 student details. So in DTO form I want the all details, so I have to create the list also. For that same thing, just the same thing, I have to do list student DTO. Okay, and get all details. Okay, details using DTO. This is just a method name, you can give anything, no problem. I'm giving like that, so after just reading once time anyone can understand why we create this this service. Import. Okay, done. So second service I want to write get student DTO by ID. That means by using ID I will get the DTO details. Okay, so public ID is just like a roll number only. Student ID, okay, ID student DTO. Okay, get student DTO by using ID. Okay, by using, okay, by using ID. Okay, ID is int ID. Done. And suppose I want DTO details using grade. So if you will enter the grade, A grade, B grade, according to that you will get the result. Okay, so for that we can also write a REST API list, because we are going to create as a list, because suppose 10 student, 5 student maybe get a grade. So whenever you will enter the input as a, so you will get the 5 student details who has the A grade. Okay, so for that we have to take a list, because this is the list of 5 students who has a grade, B grade, according to that. So get student DTO by grade. Okay, string grade. Oh, grade. Done. Okay, now we created this three service. Now we have to implement this service. Okay, so how we are going to implement, let's see. In previous, how we implement, same thing we have to implement like this, like that only. So save this, then you will see that we are you can see that red line, that means error. So click put arrow here, then click here add an unimplemented method. Okay, so it will implement these three service here, you can see now. Yeah, now it added. So now we have to implement the code inside this service. Okay, so how we are going to write this whole code, let's see. For that see, we are getting the details from the we will get the details from student. Okay, and we will convert into the student DTO. So student DTO is mapping happening inside the student mapper class. Okay, so for that we have to auto wire that student mapper class. Okay, so we have to auto wire that where we have to auto wire. Let's do it here so you can easily understand what is the name of that student mapper. Student mapper mapper. I'm going to auto wire this class as map. This is just object, and at the rate auto wired. Okay, so here we have to implement control space this. Okay, so I can write it upside also. I will cut and paste upside, don't worry, later. So just for understanding I just write here. Okay, so because we are going to use this class also. So let's implement the code inside this get all details using DTO. Okay, firstly I want the list of student. Okay, firstly I want the list of student. Okay, std and repo dot find all. Okay, so using this repo dot find all I will get the all details of students. Okay, after getting the all details of student I will create the object of student DTO. Student DTO std DTO new student DTO. Okay, then what I have to do, I have to create one list. Okay, because I want to show the list of students using DTO. Okay, so student DTO. Okay, fine. Std list, this is just object name, you can give anything, and new array list. So if you are doing this, so you should know the basic concept of the collections, so you can easily implement the code. Okay, so what I have to do, see, using this line I will get the all details of a student, and here I create the object of student DTO. Okay, and here I create the list of student DTO. Okay, so whatever the details I will get inside the std, so I will convert into the I will convert and store inside this list. So for that I have to write a for loop. For each loop I am going to use student. Okay, as you should know how to use the for each loop also. Okay, so for that what I have to do, firstly stdto uh, as map dot convert to DTO. See what it will do, it will smap you can see that student mapper class object. We are calling this method, this convert to DTO. I want to show you here. See, convert to DTO, this method it used to convert that it will take data from a student and it will convert into the stdio form. Okay, and see here, then it will store inside this student DTO. Okay, it will store inside the student DTO. After storing inside the student DTO, it will add inside the list of this. Okay, so after we have to add this inside the std list. Okay, std list add, what we have to add. See, using this line we convert the student into the DTO form, and that DTO form we store inside this list. We store inside this list. Okay, now what we will do, we have to return, we have to return the list. So how we are going to return? If std list equal to sorry is dot is empty. See, whatever list we created, if list is empty, so what we will do, we will throw exception, throw new student not found exception, control space, we already wrote that exception, student not found exception. So we have, and else what we have to do, else return the std list. Done. Then click here, add throw declaration, then go here and add exception. See, exception is added here also, good. Then click here, control s. Okay, so get all details using DTO implementation has been done. Now we are going to implement this method. This method means get student DTO by using id. Okay, by id how we are going to get the details? So let's see. Firstly write a student. Okay, student std repo dot get details by id. See, this method is not inbuilt, we created this method. I already show you how we wrote the query inside the repository class. So we are using this method. Using this method we can call this query and it will take data from database, okay, using the id. Okay, so okay, we will store the student details inside the std object. Okay, then what we will do, we will create the student dto. Okay, student dto std dto new student dto. Okay, good. And after that what we will do, we will convert. See, using this first line we will get the all details of details of a student using id. Okay, then we create the object of std student dto. Then we will convert that student into the dto class. So how we have to convert that? So for that we have to call smap dot convert to DTO. So what it will do, it will convert the student into the DTO. In std there is a 7 fields, I want only 3 fields, so it will sort that 7 field into 3 fields. And we will where we will store, we will store inside the std dto. Okay, and here we can check in below, if stdto is equal to null. Okay, is equal to null, throw new student not found exception, student not found exception, array student not found exception. Okay, add this exception. Okay, add this exception. Okay, exception done. Then click here, and else what we will do, else return stdto. Okay, done. I think you understood that first line it will take the details of student using id, then we create the object of stdt student dto. Then what we did, we call that a convert to dto method. That means as in std has a 70 fields of students, now it will convert into the 3 fields using the dto. Then we are checking and we are storing inside the object of student dto, and here we are checking if it's null to throw, so throw this exception, otherwise return that DTO class, DTO. Oh, okay, fields. Now we are going to see get student DTO by grade. Okay, so by grade we are going to take the list of students. Suppose 10 student has a grade, 20 student has a B grade, so that means I want a list of students now, so that's why I give here list. So how we are going to implement this code, let's see. For that, what we have to do, we have to create the list of student. Firstly we will create list of student as student as student as student. Okay, std is equal to see repo. See here I have to write one method also. See here, get is details by id. I was, with the help of id, I was getting the details of students, but here I want details of a student using the using the get by grade. So I have to write a one query inside the repository class to get the details of student by the grade. So I have to write the one repository class, one repository query. So here I have to write. So how we are going to write, public student. The student, why I'm writing, because table name is student. And no, list of student, because of we are going to get the list now, student, and get student by grade. Okay, get student by grade. Okay, we can write like that, no problem. At the rate param, at the rate param, and value val value. Okay, value is grade. Okay, and grade is a string type. String, grade is a string. grad, why I'm writing grad, it is spelling is grade, because we pass the object here. See, we are passing here grad, so it may be anything. So we give a name as a grad, so we have to give here. So let's implement this first. Student spelling is wrong, I think. Stud student, and list control space this. Okay, now write a query, at the rate query, and select g from, this is I am writing HQL query, student g where g dot grade. Okay, this grade grad inside the student table. Okay, equal to this grade. Okay, this one. Okay, this grade we are passing here, and we wrote the query up to here, and it's checking if select g from student g where g dot grade equal to this grade. Okay, now done. Save it, go here and click here, and write repo, and check that method is coming or not. Control is for that I have pressed dot, that get, yeah, get student by grade. It's coming good. Okay, with the help of this method we will get the list of student who has the grade A, B according to whatever input we will give. Right, now what we have to do, we have to create the object of student DTO, student DTO, std DTO, and new as student DTO. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to create the list of this list student student DTO std list. Okay, list, new array list, done. Then what we have to do, we are taking the list, so we have to convert this list to into this list. So for that we have to write a for each loop student as std. Okay, spelling is wrong for student is to udnt. Okay, now what we have to do, firstly we have to convert into the DTO as map dot as map is object of mapper class, convert to DTO. Okay, it will convert into the DTO, and we have to store inside the student DTO stdtto equal to this. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to add inside the list std list, we have to add here. Okay, done. Now we will check. What we have to do, we have to check this list is present or not. Okay, if std list is empty, so what it will do, it will throw new student not found exception. Okay, else what it will do, else it will return that list. If result is if student detail is there, so it will return this list. Okay, so we have to just add this exception. Then control s. Okay, see, all these three implementation has been done. Okay, service done, implementation done. Now we have to create the controller class for this implementation. So from there we will user can hit that API na. So that controller is just like one type of API only. So how we are going to create, see, now we have to click here controller. See, we already add this 5 controller, so here below we can create add the remaining 3 controller. So if I write it again, so it will take time, so just copy paste, so and just little bit changing, control B. So what we have to change, for the student get all method, we have to, for that we have to delete this get all DTO. Okay, so for that what we have to do, I have to remove this path, whatever ID I'm passing, get DTO. Okay, we can write like that, this method is not valid, I want different method. Control space get all details using DTO, this one method. See, this API done, control, and then I want another API student by ID I want, but just change little bit URL also. Okay, this thing, this exception we didn't pass. Okay, delete. Okay, student not found exception, so we have to just change the name of that method, get details and DTO. Okay, leave it, get DTO, because same method name, so it why that's why it's showing error. So just change, I don't want this method. Okay, we are calling different method, and get student details by ID, this one, this implementation we want. Okay, done. Right. So okay, students D2 details. So if we change the little bit URL, so it will be easily you can read and understand. Now I want by grade this all three APIs for using the get mapping only. So get student details by grade. Okay, you can type grade E, A, it doesn't matter. So here we have to write a string, because string is a uh, grade is a string type. Whatever name you will write here, it should be same here. Okay, grade, and I don't want this method, I want different implementation. control space gate by I want this. Okay, good. And check each and everything, change a little bit here, DTO grade, so URL will be changed. Okay, control S. You can check this all three control API is done for this all three implementation. Now let's run it and check the program it's running or not. Let's see. Control F, control run Spring Boot. Okay, let it be run. It will take 30 seconds hardly. See, with the help of DTO class we created this three API, and let's see we what output we will get. Okay, just wait. And yeah, it's running successfully, very good. Now click on here. Firstly, here we have to write a local host, and port number is 8095. Port number of what it will be I already told you. So 8095 swagger dash ui.html. Okay, see, this we previous it was a 5 REST API, now it's 8 REST API. Which one we created? This DTO we created, and now we created this one we created, and by third one was using ID, and this one we created one DTO. I changed the name on DTO as a DTO. See, let's try it, it's running or not. Firstly I want to check A grade, using A grade I want to check. See, it's showing error. Why it's showing error? Let's see. Hmm, let's see here, get all student details. We are getting this other API is working on not. See, using the get all details I am getting the all details, all list of student. Okay, now but which API I created, now it's not working. Let's see why it's not working. Read the error. Okay, grade, name parameter not bound, grade, query parameter, verify parameter. Okay, this one, this one. Okay, hibernate internal query exception. We are okay, query exception, that means whatever the query we wrote for the grade, so it's not working. So I have to check that query. Okay, and query I wrote inside the repository class. Click here. Okay, see, if I will not write a query properly, so we have to see the error also. Select G from student, G where G dot grade equal to this. I think it's fine. List of student, public list of student, get student by grade, and at the rate param value grade. Okay, fine. String grade, each and everything is fine. Then what's the error? Repository select G from query select. Spelling is also right now. Yeah, spelling is correct. Student G where as G dot grade equal to this. I think query is fine, no problem. Let's run it again, no problem. We get student by this. Name parameter not found. Okay, let's check the another API it's working or not. So we will check it this for this. See, get student DTO using the ID. Click here, write the ID number. See, I am getting the three details: roll number, name, and grade. Okay, using ID I am getting the three details. And if I will use all details of students, see, if I will click here using D2 I am getting three details of students. Here I already show you that using the all details, when I click here I was getting the all details 7 fields, but I don't want 7 fields, I want three fields only. So for that we have to use the DTO class, and after using the DTO class I am getting three details. Okay, by using that ID I am getting here also three details. Okay, here I already show you that by using ID I am also getting the three details. Okay, using the DTO class, and I am facing the error inside the grade. Okay, why I am facing this error using this API? We will solve this. Okay, yeah, hello guys, in this video we are going to solve this error. This is not error you can say, but this is one type of exceptions, query exceptions. So how it's coming, how can we solve this exception? Name parameter not bound. Okay, see I passed the one input as a grade. Okay, when I was using this REST API using the grade, I want the details of student whose grade is A. So I am facing here 500 error, and here I am getting this exception. Okay, query exception, name parameter not found or not bound. Okay, so it this is query exception. So query we are writing the repository class, so we can go directly there and we can check, see where we are passing the okay grade. Here we are passing the grade, so we can see that select G from student G where G dot grade equal to grade. See, query is correct, but what is the mistake I did here? You can see that here is a one space. Okay, space. So because of this sometime this exceptions come, so just remove this space, and let's save it, and uh, close it and run it again. Okay, run it again. See, just because of one space it was showing the bound error, query exceptions error. So you can check it. Okay, query is correct, everything is correct, just because of one space sometime it didn't happen, but sometime whenever it will happen, so bound error will come. Okay, so query exceptions will come, so you can check these things and run. So be careful writing a query, adding a, while adding the annotation, anything, while doing anything, try to write each and everything properly. Okay, then your program, your application runs successfully. Okay, now let's check it and run. Okay, refresh it. Okay, just because of one space it was showing this error. Click here and click here. Yeah, yeah, see, now it's running. Using the DTO class I am getting the details of student whose grade is A. Okay, and with this, all this 8 API has been done, and using the D2 we create the reference API. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel. Thank you guys.